What was once unthinkable has now become only mildly improbable. So this is an article in The Economist. Talks about how quantitative forecasting models had Clinton's odds of victory near 90%, and betting markets more about 80%. Clinton's cushion is now all but deflated. So this just goes into how it is. There's no doubt that current polling suggests the election would be close to a toss-up if it were held today. As a result, betting markets now give Clinton just a 65% chance of victory. And that's what we've seen when we looked at Betfair. You know, that it had fallen from 80 to about 60, gone up to about 65 since. So what I want to do here is just apply our bellwether technology. So we have these 4 bellwethers: Nevada, Ohio, New Mexico, and Florida. Then I can go to the betting markets. So if I go there, I can see that for Florida, I'm going to look at what the probability of Trump winning is based on what the odds are on the betting markets. So I'm going to look at what the 4 bellwethers, or how the four bellwethers are going, and estimate the probability of Trump winning from that, based on the fact that these bellwethers are typically correct. So we've got Florida, where the Democrats are slightly in the lead. Florida is vital for the Republicans really to have any chance. Remember, we were looking at the country as a whole, how California gives you 55 or whatever electoral votes. So if Clinton gets California and New York, the only way that the Republicans can be, or that Trump can be competitive, is he has to get Texas, which he most likely will, and he has to get Florida to balance New York. So if Clinton gets Florida, that's race over. We have Nevada, very good bellwether. Only 50-50 really. So again, even there, it's not as if Trump is winning or significantly in the lead. New Mexico, Democrats are significantly in the lead. At the same time, there's only €442 bet on this. So I don't know how seriously I'd take what this says. But for the moment, I'll just take what the rate is. And Ohio, the number 1 bellwether, has the Republicans in the lead. So that's our input. I just entered that onto this page. These are the average odds. So on a betting market, there were 2 numbers. One if you wanted to bet for, and the other if you wanted to bet against. So I just took down the 4 odds from that site, Betfair, and the link is in the description below the video, so you can look them up yourself. Then, if I just divide 1 by 1.58, I get the implied probability. So if the odds are 1.58, that's something which we expect to happen 63.3% of the time. So Trump should win Ohio 63.3% of the time if the odds remain like they are now. Likewise, Trump should win slightly less than half the time in Nevada. He should win slightly less than half the time in Florida, and should only win 19% of the time in New Mexico. So that looks like tough going. That, he's in the lead in Ohio, but it's not as if he's 80% like Clinton is in New Mexico. And in Nevada and Florida, it's pretty much 50-50. So I can just add those up to get 1.788. There were 4 states, so if I want the average, I divide by 4. So that tells me that the odds of Trump becoming president based on those numbers is, well, he has a 44.7% probability. So on the one hand, you can go, that's less than 50, so the chances are that Clinton will win. On the other hand, that's far higher than what the betting markets are saying directly. So if I were to look at what are the odds for Clinton to win, I think that's about 65%. So the probability of Trump winning is 35. Now, the reason there can be such a gap is because, remember, the bellwethers are not correct all the time. So if the bellwethers had 100% history, 100% track record, then this would be the probability. But they're right 90-something% of the time. So if you go through all that maths, they should meet up. So that I just wanted to go through that explicitly so that you don't have to. These numbers are not static. So I used the odds that were on the betting market now. As we'll go through the coming weeks, these will change. So we basically want to keep an eye on these and see what are they telling us. First debate soon. Should be fun.